This is Westside High School, a place for young adults to learn and educate themselves. Filled with teachers that strive to educate their students so that it will help them in the future. With a variety of classes ranging from mathematics, English, world studies, and even applicable AP classes for college credit. Classes like health, however, not only teach about the human body and its studies, it also introduces the topic of sexual education. The question is it the school's responsibility to educate sex, or is it the parents' responsibility? Most schools in Texas have sex education courses that are treated as extracurricular courses, therefore it is not prioritized. This would make the teachers that would be willing to teach a class less interested to teach the class, unlike the parents where it would be a priority for them to educate their own child. According to Dr. Arpita Day, the students may be subject to embarrassment or excitable by the subject matter. If not taught properly, sex education in schools can become a matter of ridicule, and students may not even take any interest in it. This shows that when learning in school, questions may be shunned upon even though the student is just curious to learn and elaborate on the current issue.
Okay, so as a teacher, I would say that definitely you would need parent input as to the extent at which the kids need to be educated. I definitely feel like there's that detachment between the student and the teacher that might make it more, not necessarily more acceptable, just more black and white. Here are the facts instead of putting all the emotion into it. But I feel that when parents don't have these conversations with their kids, that it sets up that curiosity where maybe they have questions and they just don't have someone to turn to. Maybe an educator might not necessarily be the person, the right person to communicate that with, and then there's the different cultural backgrounds and religious backgrounds that maybe need to be considered. So it's definitely a delicate topic. I personally would rather it come from both ends, but I never know what that teacher might choose to teach my child. So I think unless there's an actual set curriculum and how it's basically structured to deliver that instruction, until that actually happens, I feel most parents would rather just take it upon themselves to take care of it.
In your position, since you are also a teacher, if the school you were teaching in had a curriculum where they would teach the kids that type of material, would you still rather teach them, or would you let the program teach them?
I still feel like I would want to be part of it, so it wouldn't just be solely based on the school giving them that information, because it is a very emotional topic, and I feel that kids need to see it. That is not necessarily black and white, that there's a lot more, your emotions are in that, and so they might not get that from the school.
Mm-hmm.
Sex education is taught around the U.S., but not taught all the same way. In some states, they teach abstinence only, while in others, it's education to protect yourself from pregnancy as well as sexually transmitted diseases. Teaching students about preventing pregnancy as well as STDs is something that should be taught. In the U.S. alone, numbers of formal instruction of birth control methods have declined, meaning there could also be accidents. From 1995 to 2002, reports of formal instruction about birth control methods declined among both genders. Males from 81% to 66%, females from 87% to 70%. With these numbers, the chances of accidents could potentially increase.
And this brings us to the effects of sexual education in society. Teen pregnancies have proven a serious impact on the lives of those teens both socially and economically. By providing teens with sexual education, there will be a decrease in sexually transmitted diseases as teens will be more educated and make more careful decisions. Likewise, teenage mothers have also been robbed of their chances to continue school and obtain a proper occupation, thus resulting in lower paying jobs. This, however, might not be accurate 100% of the time. It is usually the path teenage parents follow.
In conclusion, there seems to be a necessary balance between the interaction of parents and the education system on educating children about sex. By doing this, it correlates to a beneficial result such as fewer teen pregnancies, better child-parent relationships, and an overall positive impact on society.